Hey, so this is the cool thing about true mirrors. I can actually film myself talking to the camera, discussing whatever I wanted to discuss, but I'm actually doing it into a true mirror. So all I have to do is look up and actually see myself in the mirror just the way I am, you're seeing me through the camera. And so there's a continuity that can happen with your communication, especially when you're trying to be yourself, like you're trying to actually add something to the actual communication. If you can look in your own eyes and confirm that what you're trying to say is actually what you're saying because your face communicates, especially with the humor, because all this is crazy that I'm doing this into a true mirror right now. But this is the magic. I can actually look back to myself, look to you, have this conversation, but the real me is present. It's like, so when I look in the lens, you're seeing me as if you're standing right at me, but I can look back and see myself the same way. And this is like such a difference because my expressions actually work in this mirror. And they just don't backwards. Like if I do the same thing over in this mirror. Okay, so this is the backwards mirror. So first off, if I tried to do the filming in the backwards mirror, when you're seeing me, now you're seeing my backwards face. But the difference is when actually you make eye contact with yourself. It's very different, much different, more different than when you're making eye contact with a lens or with another person, even if it's backwards. The thing is that as soon as you make eye contact, you're in a communication loop to yourself, where basically you immediately respond to your backwards face, especially the message in your eyes, in a different way than actually what's real. And very quickly, what happens is no one even knows this, is that your face generally stops working within a few seconds because that loop has like information distortion in it. And so if I look in my own eyes and I try to be myself, and I'm talking to you, like when I can talk to the lens, I can still be myself, but it's when I make eye contact with myself that all of a sudden I shift to this mirror self. And this mirror self doesn't communicate correctly. It doesn't actually convey. There's something very static about it. So you'll see very quickly people's eyes just get very vacant, and they're just staring. Like, if I try to actually express, like to put a smile on my face while I'm actually making eye contact, and that's the thing, eye contact. I go, okay, there's my smile, and you're seeing it backwards too. But after a couple of seconds, it just doesn't feel right. Like, I can really try to turn it on but it's still not real. Whereas in the true mirror, when I go back to here, okay, now this is my true image face. And now I'm looking to the lens with my true face. But the thing is, I can make eye contact with the real me as I'm talking to you. And it turns out my eyes come alive because they are alive. Everyone's eyes are alive. And you can see that aliveness for yourself. So while I'm actually talking to you, I can look back and actually know that I'm conveying what I'm trying to convey, especially emotionally, especially like holistically, much more than the words I'm using. But what am I actually saying? It's actually genuine because I can confirm in my eyes as they are, and my face works. Like with my smile, that the sparkle that creates a smile shows up. And I can interact with it because the message of why I'm smiling actually is in my eyes, which is what makes people smile back when you're with them. That's the communication. So the smile is just a big example of how expressions change, and other expressions show up that don't exist here, and it's just, but they're very static. They really don't convey the full beingness of who you are when you make eye contact. Whereas when you look in the true mirror, you can actually make eye contact and still stay present. Like if I had a friend standing on my shoulder, like we could have the conversation just like I'm having with you. But our eyes, which do this major communication thing, keep matching. So if you're facing someone or facing in the true mirror, it still works. But the thing is, it works for you. Like, you've never had this. No, not a single human being has had this in the entire history of humans. It's always been backwards. Since the first person looked into a swimming pool and said, "Ooh, there I am," and recognized themselves and actually started to look in their eyes for themselves, it's always been this backwards. And it's just crazy because it's not us. We're these amazing people, things called human beings, highly, highly interactive, but everyone's face generally stops within a few seconds in a mirror, and we accept that as being normal. And we actually like it more. Most people can't handle this right now, but it's just the normal you, whatever that is. You just have to still deal with it, but you're not trying to deal with some sort of alteration. And that's the vision, and that's the promise of True Mirror, is to let people see themselves, see their real selves. It's a miracle to be able to do this. And it's just simple optics. It's just two mirrors at right angles. But in a true mirror, I've gotten the actual line to be invisible. So eye contact can happen, because you can't have missing pixels in your eyes. But anyway, so that's the True Mirror. Thanks for letting me share. This is my baby. Visit me on truemirror.com or store.truemirror.com and get one of these for yourself today. Cool. Thanks a lot. Cheers.